Are evolutions actually worth it? Now hear me out. This is easily the most hyped new addition to FC24. On my personal road to glory, I've completed 4 evolutions, and we have discovered tests to measure metrics of the statistical increase in certain categories. I've also got my personal gameplay to support some of my subjective opinion pieces. And at the end of the video, I will provide my top 5 evolutions to complete as it currently stands. My first evolution, and I must admit, I might have gotten a little bit too excited. I packed Bailey. I saw the opportunity to have a pacey winger in the Premier League, and you could upgrade his weak foot. So from 3-star to 4-star, that played a factor in my choice. I had the game early edition. I didn't have any guidance. And unlike most content creators, this is not done off alone. We actually have a lot of statistics to support if Bailey improved before we even get to the measurables. 72 games played, 36 goals, 30 assists, mostly used as a striker or a winger in a variety of different teams, and that is decent output. Maybe even a little more of the extracurricular. The question at hand, was Bailey a big enough improvement from a 79 to an 81? Was it noticeable? I did notice the weak foot improvement, which gave more versatility and more value in higher level matches. And again, the output supports that he was gifted, or that I was able to get busy with Bailey, but I think that's more of a credit to Bailey as a player versus the evolution that I used. Edgar, I wanted to go against the grain. 79 to 81, but with a massive pace increase, 6'4". To me, I'm seeing this thinking I've got a hidden gem. I'm dealing with a Spanish Varane that cost me nothing, and the time in order to get this upgrade is somewhat straightforward. There's not a long grind. You play some games, you appreciate, we shake hands, vamos, vamos, vamos. The biggest shift with Edgar was his accelerate. He went from mostly lengthy to lengthy, and I can show you a difference in a side to side. His run type, run style, the cosmetic, I'm calling it how I see it. It's noticeably different. Some of this is more about feel. The major mistake with Edgar, and you're gonna see this as a reoccurring theme throughout FC24, play styles matter. And Edgar does not have play styles. Therefore, it impacted what I noticed or lack thereof. Even with a drastic statistical improvement, when you're talking about pace, when you're talking about defending and physicality, I didn't love him. He didn't feel overpowered. He didn't give me that extra essence. He wasn't dictating. He wasn't improving the back line. Granted, the La Liga team I built, I think they had some alignment issues. They didn't have the same type of synergy. They weren't going out for tapas together in a happy hour and then lining up a nap before going to the club. That wasn't happening. We started bringing in the big dogs, Gravenberch, and I thought that I was only going to make a small foundational improvement until I realized how good Gravenberch actually is. His baseline 79, 3 play styles. His 84, 5 play styles. To go with a fantastic body type, has something sharp about him. I've been scoring goals, I've been providing, I've been chasing back, he's been taking up space, and every upgrade I noticed that Gravenberch was significantly better. The 79 to the 84, night and day. 57 games played for the club, and it's likely he makes it into my first weekend league. Facilitation, ping pass, tiki-taka, technical ball control, flair trait, because why not? And a Travella. So 2 thumbs up for Gravenberch. Bit more classic evolutions. 63 overall, Edelman playing for the New York Red Bulls, and I was conflicted, and I had planned on multi-leveling Edelman, but I changed my mind, so we got a 63 to a 79. To give you the full lens, if I chose multiple evolutions, I could have ended up with an 84 center mid or center defensive mid, starting from a 63. This is the truest form of an evolution. I'm throwing it back to Pokemon. You had an Eevee and you had options, true options of incredible shift and change. Is he improved from a 63 overall? Without a doubt, there's no question in my mind. And I would argue that Edelman, as an early hot take, evolution would be better than an Edelman in form. You might be asking, did they actually change? The easiest way to measure is pace. Before we begin, we've taken Mbappe just so we have a measuring point. 5.32 seconds. We've taken these 4 players and put them up against each other in a race. We started no ball, no upgrades, and the biggest surprise is that Edgar and Gravenberch ran the same time. because the stats don't match up. You got 72 pace Gravenberch, 65 pace Edgar. How can that be the same time? With the ball, would we see any changes? Sort of. Edelman still the slowest, 56 dribbling, the lowest rated. Not a shocker. Bailey leading the way, but we did see a slight improvement for Gravenberch compared to Edgar. I would have expected a larger margin, but either way, at least there is a margin. Then we took the upgraded versions of these players. Edgar and Edelman nearly share an identical time, and we're dealing with an 80 pace versus a 75 pace. Just an observation. And for whatever reason, Gravenberch is just not sprinting, and Bailey is crushing the competition. Also has the best stats, and he's known to be a bit more of a burner, a bit more rapid. In our last report, we added the ball back into the mix, and we stay consistent. Gravenberch is almost the same, with or without the ball, which I do believe is a credit and maybe more of a realistic scenario. Edgar and Edelman are putting up higher numbers in a game where you don't want higher numbers, and it's truly a slight improvement from the non-upgraded versions, which does bring up a question mark. Did Edgar actually receive an upgrade with that pace? And that would support my personal experience, and Bailey is zooming. In fact, Bailey is moving at Mbappe-esque speeds on the virtual pitch. Might not have all the other intangibles, but if we're just talking about pace. Top 5 evolutions to complete currently. My opinion, but it's the correct opinion. Let me know in the comments which evolutions you've done. At number 5, Thuram, up to an 84, balanced statistics, 6'4", Frenchman, good links, improvements. Thuram goes from a 79 to an 84. Big shift. At number 4, Jota, 78 overall to an 84, 7 play styles. He is rapid, explosive, problematic, an absolute demon on the pitch. I hate going up against him. Overpowered, does not do him right. Number 3, maybe I have a personal bias, but Gravenberch, 79 to 84, controlling the midfield, easy links, good body type. Again, play styles, we're adding that into the equation, can score goals, can facilitate, is responsive, has a chase back, well balanced. He's a machine. Number 2, and against the grain, because Nunez started at an 82, he only gets up to an 84, but that extra nudge or that notch between the physicality, the pace, the finishing, he's a maniac. I hate going up against him, overpowered. He will be causing nightmares throughout the weekend league. And at number 1, and you might have guessed it, from a 78 overall, Fati is going to get himself up to an 85 if you do all the evolutions, you make the upgrades. The pace is remarkable. He's already caused me displeasure. And most importantly, if you see the likes of Fati, when you load into a game, you know what type of match experience you're going to have on the books, on the cards. Hopefully you found this video interesting, helpful, opinionated, and that YouTube is recommending other amazing videos that are on screen. I appreciate you. I have a bunch of stuff linked down below, and as always, I have a lot more content coming out ASAP.